All right, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a team that's come out of the woodworks first 4 games of the season, and they look like one of the best teams, not just in the NFC South, not just in the NFC, but frankly in all of football. But this is the time of the year injuries start to take their hold. Fortunately for Tampa, they just got some great news before a big Thursday night matchup. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, we're talking about a Buccaneers team coming off a dominant victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that many people consider to be a top contender in the NFC, obviously bouncing back from that week 3 debacle. Some injury concerns did pop up. The biggest name that was a little banged up was wide receiver Mike Evans, but the Buccaneers just reported some really good news on that front that should give them everything they need as they get ready for a big-time divisional matchup this Thursday. Let's pull up this report courtesy of NBC Sports. The Buccaneers turned in another estimated practice report on Tuesday, and this one carried better news about wide receiver Mike Evans. Evans was listed out of practice due to knee and calf issues on Monday, but Tuesday's report said he would have been a limited participant in practice. Even if the progress is just estimated, it's a positive sign for his availability against the Falcons on Thursday night. All right, for those of you who aren't familiar with during these short weeks going Sunday to Thursday, there obviously isn't, your standard padded practice or your regular even just full practice because obviously you only have a few days to get ready for the game. So the NFL forces team to release estimated reports like who would be practicing, who wouldn't be if you were. We saw Monday not looking so great for Evans, Tuesday trending in the right direction. Great news because if the Bucs have them, I think they're clearly the favorite to win Thursday night over Atlanta. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, but first, Bucs fans in the comment section below. Obviously, like we've alluded to about 5 times already, massive division matchup, prime time Thursday night against the Falcons. This is an opportunity to take a stranglehold on this division, but I want to hear you guys in the comment section below. Give us your prediction, final score, Thursday night, Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Put it in the comment section below. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this latest Tampa news?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is really great news for the Bucks because we all know divisional games hit a little different. It doesn't matter what the team's record are. When these teams who play each other so often match up, it's always going to be a tough matchup. And let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons for a second. This is a team beat the Eagles, who at the time everybody thought was a pretty solid team. They took the Chiefs down to the wire and 17-22 lost there, but they took it to them. And then they beat the Saints. The Saints on a little bit of a downward trajectory. But at the beginning of the season, the Saints were hot. Everybody saw the Saints, explode in two big offensive matchups. So this is a Falcons team that I would say is on the upswing. So for the Bucks, who I would also say are definitely on the upswing, you need all the help you can get to come toe to toe with the divisional rival, who is really in a good spot right now. So I think Mike Evans being on the trajectory of potentially playing for this game on a short week is very, very good news for the Bucks because we all know Mike Evans, Mr. Reliable, definitely a guy that I would say is going to be a future Hall of Famer one day. He's really one of the best players on the field, and I think he's a large reason as to why Godwin has been so successful this season playing in the slot now. Godwin is one of the top rated wide receivers in all of the NFL. I think he's actually third for PFF, 89.4 grade for him. So when Evans is on the field and a little bit of attention can be taken away, spread around the field, I think that allows guys like Godwin to go out and thrive. So I think that's going to be a really big help for this offense because, again, we're talking about a new Atlanta Falcons team who got a little bit of an upgrade on defense this year. There's a lot of great new players around the ball for them. So I think having everything you can to throw at a defense like the Falcons is going to help you tremendously. So overall, really, really strong news for the Bucks.
Yeah, and got more good news on that front. So when this line opened, this Falcons Buccaneers line, again, Falcons are going to be at home short week. Usually a home team gets 3 points in terms of betting odds line. On a short week, you'll sometimes get 3.5, 4 points. As we sit right now, the line opened at 2.5, which basically the odds makers are saying Buccaneers on a neutral site would be a tiny little favorite, basically dead even. It has shifted with these Evans updates to Falcons now only minus 1.5. Again, that's at home short week. That's basically saying the Bucs have a roster 2 points better than the Atlanta Falcons with Mike Evans playing, which of course the trend is that's the direction it's heading, which is critical for Tampa Bay. The odds makers are saying it, but the analytics breathes it too. If you look at this offense so far through 4 games, it's been pretty good, except for, of course, a Denver Broncos debacle. And a big part of that's been Baker Mayfield, of course. He's been absolutely outstanding. But if you look at the skill positions in the offensive line and kind of break it down, it's been a lot of average to below average in terms of PFF grade analytics evaluation. They're 13th and 14th respectively in pass blocking and run blocking, and they're 26 in running game, again, according to PFF. That means they're relying a lot on Baker Mayfield and these receivers to make plays because they're not getting what they need in the running game and the offensive line. Look, we know that Bowerton's a nice player. We know they got some good guys, but it's still a work in progress to get everyone synced up together. Offensive line is still going to take some more time. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield, a lot of pressure on Godwin, who's been great so far, a lot of pressure, of course, on Mike Evans, and the best ability is availability. They are going to need him this Thursday because the Buccaneers quietly have a great opportunity over these next few weeks. If you look at the Bucs schedule, they have Atlanta on the short week, right? Then a week later, they go to New Orleans. They get Baltimore at home. That's a tough one. But then they get the Falcons at home. So there are 3 division games over the next 4 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's a really good chance here, regardless of what happens with Baltimore. The Buccaneers have a wonderful opportunity to really just put this division in a stranglehold. If you can hand the Falcons 2 division losses, you get the tiebreaker this early in the year, you're in a great position to repeat as division champs. A lot of people were thinking Atlanta was going to win the title this year in terms of the NFC South. Some people had the Saints through 2 games. They're beating everybody by 40 points. So far, though, through 4 games, the Buccaneers clearly are still the team to beat, and they've got a great opportunity Thursday night to really cement that.